Okay, welcome back guys. We are jumping into our third last series for the day. It is going to be XG King's JazBas versus Meneski's Ender. It's going to be a ZVZ starting out on Shakura's Plateau. This is game 1. It's going to be a best of 3 and the winner will advance to play Grubby.
And this will be our last ZVC for the day.
So all we've got left is perhaps ZVP or PvPs for the rest of the event.
Yep. With Grubby's form looking like it'd probably be PvP.
It's looking that way.
He is a slayer of nerds, man. Can't believe how good he's gotten.
I love it. I'm always happy to see these Warcraft guys doing well.
Bit of a spike there from JazBas. But anywho, we have in front of us Meneski's Ender. Now that I've learned what that clan tag is actually pronounced. The dark blue Zerg in the top left there. And in the bottom right, Zeria Gaming's Last Hope, JazBas.
Yep, they're going to be pretty happy to have one of these guys in the semis. That'd be good.
Oh, they'd love it. So, are any of these guys actually up for any cash yet?
Yeah, cash goes all the way down to the 5th place tie. So,
yeah,
already some cash being distributed in this event. Pretty cool to see. Yeah,
and Ace is obviously already guaranteed second.
Yeah. Ace rolling in the money. So let's have a look at my prize distribution again. Here it is. I actually updated it, so this isn't 100... Oh, actually I'll find the updated one before I read this out. Let's see... Here we go. So first place is $1,250. Second place is $600. Third, $300. Fourth, $150. And both of our 5th place tiebreakers will end up with $100 each. So pretty good.
Holy bajolies. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Pretty sweet amount of cash to end up with at the end of a pretty long weekend.
Yeah, man. Let me see gas first for Ender here. We'll be dropping that pool pretty shortly. There it goes. So 14 gas, 14 pool from Ender. Looks like, yep, hatch first from JazBas. So there's our difference so far in this mirror matchup.
Yeah. Pretty surprising. Jazz must be feeling quite confident.
He just had a pretty big win.
Oh yeah.
So he'd be feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Taking out Mafia, no small feat in ZVZ.
So we'll have to see when JazBas plans on getting his gas. Actually, there it is. So he's going to be quite behind if Ender decides to go for this Baneling all-in. At the moment, it's looking like that. If we look at that harvest account, still sitting on 15.
Yep, no more drones, saving up that lava. There goes that spawning pool.
So will we see all of his larvae invested into Zerglings? There's 2. We'll see another one in just a sec.
He pulled out of gas, so I don't think Ender's going to have a Baneling nest just yet.
Ah, just a Speedling expand then.
Yeah, it looks like it.
There we go, extra drone being made. That is the confirmation we were looking for.
Okay, so Speedling expand from Ender, hatch first from JazBas, obviously. So there are going to be some Zerglings out pretty shortly for JazBas, I hope, because even small amounts of units can do pretty annoying things to you at the early stages of the game.
Yeah.
You don't have anything to do. When all you have is workers and there's 6 Zerglings in your base, it's generally a bad thing.
It's never a fun time. I don't really start parties when that happens.
No, and in fact, if I had a party on that night, I might cancel it. So there's two Zerglings coming down here, trying to force a cancel on that Spine Crawler, but too many Zerglings from JazBas.
Oh, first blood going to JazBas.
Yep, GG Ender.
Cannot be feeling confident after losing his MVP Zergling.
Yeah, definitely not a James Bond Zergling. That was more of a henchman Zergling.
Absolutely, total henchman. You know, that's the other funny thing, right, is I have this ongoing running joke with a lot of my friends. If you notice, the first guy to die in most of the horror movies, or even just general TV shows, his name is always Derek. That's a bad omen for me. It's really messed up. Yeah.
That's very true.
It was kind of funny, because the day before my friends and I realized this, we'd watch like a lot of horror movies in that week. And then the next day we were like watching a new episode of Heroes, and they introduced a character called Derek, and my friends were like, he's going to die in the next episode. And it happened! I was like, oh!
I watched Heroes as well. I know who you're talking about.
Exactly. Though JazBas getting a little bit too greedy with that queen there, managed to kill an Overlord, but traded his queen for it.
And it just slew a queen, just bodied that queen in the main of JazBas. Lots of Zerglings in the main. Oh no!
Worst time for a lag spike from Libby B. This is going to get pretty real now.
And JazBas GG, too many Zerglings in his main.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that was a 6-minute game.
That wrapped up pretty quick. And I told Grubby before this started, I said, you're going to be up pretty soon, it's a ZVZ.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So we got, obviously, Ender taking that win there.
Okay. Just waiting for JazBas to load on that New Zealand internet. Here we go. So, why don't you introduce these two players to our lovely viewers?
Okay, we have Mineski's Ender, the pink and unashamed Zerg, on the very far right of Shadow Temple, and on the very far left we have JazBas currently down 0-1. Ender looking pretty freaking good in this tourney, Docs.
Yeah, absolutely. So who do you think is going to win this set? You think Ender's going to finish it off, or JazBas going to bring it back?
Well, in a mirror matchup, it's just really hard to say. Sometimes someone a couple leagues lower can take a game from someone a couple leagues higher when they're in a mirror matchup, just because of, especially in Zerg vs Zerg, because one stray baneling changes things.
It's pretty scary and pretty entertaining all at once. For the guys in the stream chat wondering why Ender didn't appear on the poster, I only put the top 3 from Ducks Cup 1 on the poster, so it was Moonglade, Aegis, and JazBas.
That's the guy.
And I think ended up coming 5th, maybe 4th, I can't quite remember, in Docs Cup number 1. So massive props to him. And he showed us some really cool stuff. I can't remember who it was. I think he eliminated Mafia in Docs Cup 1 with some really cool Burrowed Infestor play. He basically made like a rush to 6 Infestors on Shakura's Plateau, sent 2 of them into each of Mafia's bases, and spewed out Infested Terrans in all 3 mineral lands, and Mafia's just like, I quit.
Yep.
It was crazy.
So it looks like JazBas going for 14 gas, 14 pull this time. Also Ender doing the same thing.
Yep.
So quite mirrored right now.
And I hope we see a double Baneling nest later on, but we'll most likely see expansions from both players before that happens.
I'd love to see Bane Wars again. Been some great Bane Wars in this, and they get me very excited. I start getting loud.
It's good, man. It's one of my favorite things to see. And I gotta say, I mean, you know, mad props to Edge for yesterday. For those of you who missed the open bracket games yesterday, we saw Edge play a lot of ZVZs where he felt comfortable just making like 2 Banelings against his opponent. His opponent would make like 8, and Edge is like, yeah, you know what, I can beat you with just 2. So it's really, really cool games to see. If you missed them, make sure you go back and watch the VODs. They're all up on this channel. Very sweet games.
And spoilers, Edge does beat him with just 2.
It's pretty sweet stuff. Now,
oh yeah.
For those of you who couldn't be here all day, you missed some pretty sweet games from this morning. One of which being Nirvana versus Grubby, where Grubby managed to hold a 4-gate in his own base with 3 gates of his own and only 2 sentries and a zealot. It was stunning. Definitely one of the highlights of this entire event. Yeah,
and it happened so earlier in the day as well. It even happened before midday.
Yeah. And of course our opening match between In Control, not In Control, Jinro and Mafia was stunningly good. You guys need to catch that match.
Some Zerglings from Ender getting into the main here, unopposed rather from JazBas's Lings. JazBas's Lings got a lot of Lings on the map. He's definitely going to put some Baneling aggression on here. Nest just about to finish.
Yep, Ender now scouting that Baneling nest, and this is actually a complete reverse of the build we saw last game. So this time JazBas going for the Banelings only, no expansion, and meanwhile Ender going for the Speedling expand.
Now I haven't had too much, I've seen quite a lot of games, but I haven't seen a guy who makes just Zerglings. Oh my god, 1 Baneling killing about 8 Zerglings just there. I haven't seen the guy that tries to defend with just Zerglings against a guy that makes Banelings ever live.
It's not pretty.
So, no.
It's all going to come down to if these Banelings can avoid the Spine Crawler, and it looks like they will.
I think JazBas is about to get another 6-minute game here. They're splitting up the drones very nicely. Pulling a fair clump there. Not a very good Baneling bomb, but that's okay. The drones were spread pretty widely there.
And you know, Ender actually cancelled his expansion during that. So any advantage he could have hoped to secure from that engagement has now been lost.
Yep, so we got more reinforcement Lings from JazBas here, making some defensive Banelings up on the ramp, which I love. You got to have defensive Banelings up there. And his three banelings allowed to morph in the middle of the map, and doesn't quite have his baneling nest yet.
I like that decision from JazBas, taking the injured Zergling with only 5 HP and morphing it into a baneling to regenerate that health. Of course, when the baneling does complete, it gets all its health back, and every single one of those Zerglings looking to backstab the main base of JazBas going down.
Oh my god.
All the drones grouping up.
All the drones going down in Ender's base. And the Zerglings of JazBas finishing off the injured ones. Excellent attack there from JazBas. Look at the drone count now, 21 to 6.
Not a good place to be at the 7-minute mark, that's for sure.
No. So this is what happens when you don't get that baneling nest and your opponent does.
Yeah. Very nicely placed from JazBas, and I think we're going to be seeing Ender GGing pretty soon, bringing it back 1-1. Exciting stuff.
Yep. Ender is trying to even out the score here by hiding some banelings. His last chance is to get some banelings and get some sweet hits on those JazBas drones, but I think JazBas is a little bit too good. He's got his banelings spread out all over the ramp. There's too many patrolling Zerglings around here, and I think he's going to be okay.
Yep, I think that's a completely accurate description of how this game is about to end. If you look at that harvester count, yep, still 21 versus 7. Here come the banelings. All 3 of them are probably going to be detonated, and there we go.
With those banelings gone, that should be GG. There it is.
So, series being tied up 1-1 now. JazBas and Ender looking to get this into the next series against Grubby.
So 2 games in 15 minutes. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's ZVZ for you.